We have with us today Ms. Rhonda Wong, the CEO of Oh My Home. Now Rhonda, do share with us a little bit about yourself, your background, and why did you start Oh My Home in the first place?
Sure. Hi, I'm Rhonda Wong. I am the founder and CEO of Oh My Home. Now, Oh My Home is all about housing transactions. We make housing transactions simpler, faster, and affordable. Now, how the story started is I was a trader in Chicago before, and when I came back to Singapore, I started dabbling in real estate, started investing with my sister, who was also my co-founder. And from there, we realized that sometimes it's difficult to get information, it's time consuming, and it also can be very costly. So from there, we started our own real estate agency that takes care of investors' portfolio. So people like ourselves who wants a trusted quality service. As we met more and more investors, we also have friends and family from HDB sector asking us for help. And we realized, hey, you know, it's actually very difficult to get quality, good help at an affordable rate when it comes to HDB. You know, and then of course from HDB you have the private market, the condos, the apartments, and that's when we decided, let's start Oh My Home. We want to make things different. We want to make sure that quality services can be affordable at the same time.
So you save money, so you cut off the middleman.
We don't cut off the middleman. We actually have our own in-house team of salespersons.
Oh, wow.
So what we do is to take care of the end-to-end solution.
Wow, okay.
So from searching, you can DIY free of charge at Oh My Home.
Okay.
You can engage our fixed rate agents. We're the first in the market to introduce that.
Wow, fantastic.
And then when you go to your loan, we also have a mortgage specialist that helps you compare all your banks to give you the best rates. And finally, at completion, you need legal conveyancing. So we have that as well. So end-to-end solution.
Wow, sounds good. Now I'm going to use Oh My Home. But really, you know, what are some of the challenges you face when you were trying to transform this business? I mean, it used to be a traditional one. You have to meet the agents, they will show you around, right? So, you know, what are some of the challenges you face in this industry when you were trying to digitalize things?
I think the first challenge was that people couldn't believe that it's free of charge, because our first product was DIY, free of charge on our platform. And people found it like, are you sure it's free? So one of our top FAQ, people will call us and, are you sure it's free? You know, so we had that hurdle. We've gone past that. We've transacted over 1,000 homes now, and now people are familiar with our prices or free DIY. And now their question is that, so how soon can you sell my home? So that's when you see that transition, you know that you've gone past the first struggle.
Wow.
And the second one was that, of course, a lot of real estate agents, they didn't really like the idea of Oh My Home because we're cutting prices, we're making DIY free of charge.
Right.
But it's over time, you know, as they meet us, as they learn about our story, we always tell them we're not here to cut out middlemen. We're really here for our consumers. We just want to make it simpler, faster, you know, and affordable for everyone. So that's our key agenda.
Are both of you trained in tech?
We are not trained in tech, but Rach, she takes care of the tech division because Rach has always been a creative person. So ever since we started Oh My Home, she's been the one pushing, attending tech courses, running the Scrum meetings every morning.
Are there any challenges that you face since that you guys are not really, you're tech savvy, but you're not really the tech experts, right? And you got to manage these.
No, so that's the thing. You have to hire the right people, you know. So one of the mistakes we've made in the past is that you might hire someone because you feel that, okay, you know, I can't really afford, so I'll just take whoever comes along. So what I found very important is hiring people with a similar passion. They take a lot of ownership. They're genuinely interested in growing the company with us. And we've been very fortunate because our very first team that started the company with us are still with Oh My Home today.
Wow, fantastic. So what is your advice to budding entrepreneurs who wants to digitalize their business? What is the key number one thing that they should look out for and think of when they do that?
I think first step is to find the problem and then work on the solution. There are companies who provide a product, but there's no problem in the market that requires the product. That's one. The other thing, I think, whether it's in the tech scene or not, it's very important to be open-minded to taking criticisms. It's important to listen to what your consumers are asking for. You know, is your product meeting their needs? because this is actually the fastest way to perfecting your product. You know, so instead of feeling down, like, you know, why did the person not like my product, you know, just listen it in, filter through it, and you'll find gem within it.
Oh, fantastic. So you're doing this together with your sister Ray. So
Yes,
does it
Ray's
help
Wong.
that you're doing this like a family business, so to speak? Do you think that is a very important and key factor, especially for women entrepreneurs?
It doesn't have to be family, but I think someone that you share common values with. Race and I, obviously because we're sisters, we grew up together, we share a lot of, I think, values that are very important in running a business. For example, thinking for our consumers, taking care of our team, not being calculative with one another. Knowing our strengths and weaknesses allows us to distribute our work very well and very objectively. You know, so I could go to Race and say, Race, can you take on this because you're better at this? And she wouldn't feel like, hey, why are you giving me work, you know? So it's that relationship and that understanding that allows us to work very well together. And even when we have disagreements, we really welcome a heated discussion, you know?
Wow,
as long as it's objective about the work, we know it's best for the business, you know, it's nothing personal. So that's what's been helpful for us.
Wow, fantastic. And thanks for sharing that. Usually it's not easy, especially running a business with your sibling, right? And we just argue and start debating with things. But that's great. Share with us also, what do you think is important, you know, for women who wants to start a business, who want to go into to entrepreneurship, right? What kind of support you think is important for them?
I think for people who want to start out, definitely if you can attend classes on entrepreneurship, if you can find out more about the financial calculations, business proposals, projections, having family support has been very important for me. Because I work many hours, and I have a very hands-on supportive husband who is just always, you know, pushing me to do what I want.
To do
you
better.
know, yes, you know, just go for it. You know, so I don't have the guilt factor or, you know, just wondering like, you know, am I spending too much time at work? So I think for a female who wants to go out there, do business, just have a look at if you can convince the people around you that, you know, this is real. I'm not doing this for fun. I actually have a great passion for this. I plan it out very well. If you have the determination, it will take care of itself along the way.
Right. You also have a little kid, right?
Yes.
And so how do you juggle your busy schedule? How's your typical schedule like in a day?
I've just started a new exercise routine with my husband. So we wake up at 6 o'clock, and by 6:30 we start climbing stairs. We do like a circuit routine, and while we're doing the circuit, my son wakes up. And he'll be cheering for us, so it's just amazing. He'll be cheering for us. By 7:30, we get to spend time with him, have breakfast together, and then prepare and go to work. So earlier part of my day is internal meetings, and later part of the day is just executing things that were discussed in the morning. And 3 nights a week, I'll try to go home maybe by 7 o'clock so that I can see my son and put him to bed. And otherwise, as much as possible, weekends we try to do things together.
Wow, fantastic. So about the business, right? You mentioned right now you have more than 1,000 transactions over your platform. So how do you continue to be competitive in this market? Because there are many, you know, similar platforms that are sprouting as well and existing ones. So how do you remain competitive?
I think our innovation really stems from the culture that we build within the company. We empower our team members, our team leaders to take lead in preparing what's ahead for our consumers. So we really don't think about like, hey, here's what industry players are doing. Why don't we take a look at it? We think really 5 years, 10 years in advance. What are people looking for in future? You know, and we start the planning today. And honestly, the property industry is huge. We actually need each other to keep the market very vibrant, keep technology very adoptable. So it's good. We actually like to see activity in our industry.
Any plans to scale the business overseas or abroad?
Yes,
Beyond
definitely.
Singapore?
So if you think about our DIY portal, the Oh My Home app, it's actually ready to go abroad. Now, what is the tricky part about them? Why don't you just go abroad? Because every business needs to localize to a certain extent,
Yes.
and we like to stick with serving our market in Singapore very well first. Then we start moving abroad.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you so much, Rhonda, with sharing with us your thoughts, your experience, your expertise with us. We greatly appreciate it. If you'd like to meet Rhonda live, do join us at the H.E.R Asia Summit on the 26th of September. We'll see you there.